Hello, my friend. Welcome to Dreamcaster Sleep Stories. My name is Timothy, and it's a gentle pleasure to be here with you as you settle into rest tonight. This isn't really a story in the usual sense. It's more of a quiet journey, a soft place to land at the end of the day. Tonight's tale is designed to be slow, safe, and comforting. Something you can listen to without effort, letting the words drift around you as sleep comes naturally. There's nothing you need to do, nothing you need to follow closely. Just allow yourself to relax and be carried. In a moment, we'll begin with a short relaxation, gently easing you out of the day and into the night. And then, when you're ready, the dream will fold. Before we begin, there's nothing you need to do right now. No effort to make. No focus to hold. No need to listen perfectly. You're welcome to let the sound of my voice simply rest in the background, like a familiar presence in the room, quiet, steady, and kind. If your eyes are open, they can close whenever they're ready. If they're already closed, you don't need to change anything at all. Just notice where you are. Notice the surface beneath you, the bed, the couch, the floor, or whatever is supporting you tonight. You don't need to analyze it. Just feel that it's there, steady, reliable, holding you without effort. And beneath that support, there is more. The room around you, the building you're in, the ground beneath it, and beneath all of that, the earth itself, quiet, solid, constant, nothing to prove, nothing to earn, just support all the way down. As you rest here, you may notice your breathing. There's no need to change it, no need to deepen it. Just let it move naturally, in its own rhythm, in and out, each breath gently reminding your body that it's safe to slow down. If thoughts arrive, that's perfectly okay. Thoughts are simply something the mind does, like waves on water. You don't need to stop them. You don't need to follow them. You can let them drift past, one by one, softly, without holding on. If any part of your body feels tight, or tired, or heavy, you don't need to fix it. Just notice it and allow it to soften a little, as much as it's willing to tonight. Your shoulders can rest, your jaw can loosen, your face can smooth, even the muscles around your eyes can let go. There is nowhere you need to be now, nothing waiting for you in this moment. The day has done all it needs to do, and whatever tomorrow brings can wait. Right now, this time belongs to rest, to stillness, to quiet. As my voice continues, you may find that you listen less closely. That's a good sign. It means your mind is beginning to settle, finding its way towards sleep, all on its own. You don't need to follow every word. You don't need to imagine clearly. You can drift. You can wander. You can rest. And as the story slowly unfolds, it will carry you gently, without effort, into a place where the night feels calm and the world feels far away. You're safe here. You're supported here. And whenever you're ready, without any announcement or signal, the story will simply begin. Tonight, you don't need to do anything at all. You don't need to focus. You don't need to imagine clearly. You don't need to stay awake. Just allow the sound of this story to drift toward you, the way moonlight drifts across a quiet room, without effort, without intention. Somewhere far from clocks and far from tomorrow, there is a bridge that most people never see. It doesn't appear during the day. It doesn't appear when you're looking for it. And it never appears to anyone who is fully awake. The bridge only reveals itself when the world has grown quiet, when the air has softened, and when your thoughts have slowed enough to wander gently, without direction. It appears only in moonlight, not bright moonlight, not the sharp kind that casts strong shadows, but the pale silver glow that seems to belong more to dreams than to the sky. On nights like this one, you may not remember deciding to go there. Most people don't. They simply find themselves walking, slowly, along a narrow path that feels strangely familiar. The ground beneath your feet is cool and smooth, as though it has been resting all day, waiting for night to arrive. There is no rush. There is no destination you need to reach. Each step feels unimportant, and yet comforting. Above you, the sky is deep and open. Stars rest quietly in their places, not sparkling, not demanding attention, just present. And the moon hangs low, casting a soft ribbon of light across the landscape. That ribbon leads somewhere. As you continue walking, you may begin to notice the silence. Not an empty silence, but a full one. The kind of silence that feels padded, as if the world has wrapped itself in a blanket. To avoid making noise, even your breathing seems quieter here, slower, more natural. You don't feel tired in the way you do during the day. This tiredness is different. It's gentle, welcoming. It's the kind of tiredness that doesn't ask anything from you, except permission. Ahead, the path begins to narrow, and the moonlight gathers more closely, pooling like water at the edge of something unseen. You slow down without realizing it. There is a sense, soft but unmistakable, that you are approaching a place where waking rules no longer apply. And then you see it, the bridge. It stretches quietly from one side of the darkness to the other, suspended as if by trust alone. No rails, no signs, no markings, just a smooth, pale surface, washed in moonlight, as though the moon itself laid it there, one careful layer at a time. The bridge does not look old, and it does not look new. It looks patient, as if it has been appearing like this for longer than memory, waiting for the right kind of traveler. You don't feel surprised to see it. There is no fear. Instead, there is a subtle recognition, a quiet sense that you've been here before, or perhaps that you've always known. This place existed. The air near the bridge feels different, softer, cooler, almost weightless. Each breath you take seems to travel farther, as though the night itself is breathing with you. You step closer, and the surface of the bridge reflects the moonlight. In a muted glow, not bright enough to shine, but bright enough to guide. Standing at the edge, you become aware of something else. A feeling that you are not entirely awake, and not entirely asleep. Your thoughts drift like slow clouds, forming and dissolving without effort. This is the space where the bridge exists. It does not appear for those who are fully alert. It does not appear for those already dreaming. It appears only in this in-between moment, the moment you are in now. There is no sound beneath the bridge, no rushing water, no wind, just depth, a gentle, endless depth that doesn't pull at you or ask you to look down. The bridge doesn't demand that you cross it, it simply waits, and in that waiting, there is a calm invitation. You place one foot onto the surface, feel solid, warm in a cool way, like stone that has been holding moonlight. For hours, nothing happens, no shift, no movement. The bridge remains perfectly still, as though it has always known. You would step here, you take another step, then another, your movements slow and unmeasured. With each step, the sounds of the waking world, fade further away. There are no memories tugging at you here, no plans waiting on the other side, only the soft rhythm of movement, the steady presence of the moon above, and the bridge beneath you, peering, supporting, guiding, without ever needing to explain itself. And as you continue forward, the night seems to lean in slightly, as if preparing to show you what lies beyond the bridge. But there is no need to. Oh, hurry. The bridge will remain as long as the moonlight lasts, and you have all the time you need. As you continue across the bridge, your steps naturally become softer, not quieter, just less defined. Each movement blends into the next, until walking no longer feels like something you're doing, but something that's simply happening. The surface beneath your feet remains steady, smooth in a way that feels reassuring, as though the bridge has been worn gently over time by countless unhurried travelers who pass this way without leaving a trace. The moonlight follows you. It doesn't shine ahead impatiently. It doesn't lag behind. It moves with you, resting wherever you are, as if it understands. There is nowhere else it needs to be. With every step, the edges of the world grow softer. The sky above feels closer now, not pressing down, but leaning in, like a ceiling of calm, holding the night together. You may notice that your breathing has changed. It no longer rises and falls sharply. It flows, in and out, each breath moving at its own pace, finding its own rhythm, without instruction. The bridge seems longer than it first appeared, but not in a way that feels endless. More like a gentle stretch of time, where minutes loosen their grip and drift apart. You are not counting steps. You are not measuring distance. You are simply here. At times, the moonlight shifts slightly, as though passing behind a thin veil of cloud, and then returns, never fully leaving, never startling you. The light remains calm, reliable, patient. Far below, or perhaps far within, there is still no sound. No echo rises up. No movement draws attention. The depth beneath the bridge feels neutral, non-threatening, almost abstract. It exists, but it does not ask anything of you. As you walk, the air itself seems to slow. Each breath feels cooler as it enters, slightly warmer as it leaves, creating a gentle loop that repeats without effort. You might become aware of small details now. The faint texture of the bridge underfoot, the way the light pools softly near your steps, the subtle sense of being held, not physically, but gently supported. There is no reason to turn back. There is also no urgency to move forward. The bridge accepts both. Somewhere along the way, your thoughts begin to drift further apart. They still appear, but they no longer stay long enough to form stories. A memory floats by, then dissolves. An idea begins, then softens into nothing. The bridge seems to encourage this, not by force, but by offering nothing for the mind to cling to. Just steady movement, just moonlight, just calm. The farther you walk, the less solid the concept of distance becomes. You are aware of moving, but not of progress. You are aware of time passing, but not of minutes. Everything blends into a single, continuous moment. At one point, you may notice that the edges of the bridge fade slightly into the darkness, not disappearing, just becoming less defined, as if the bridge does not need boundaries to exist, as if it trusts you to stay centered. Without guidance, you do. Your steps remain true, balanced without thought. The bridge feels wider now, or perhaps you simply feel more at ease upon it. The moon hangs quietly above, unchanging, content to watch. With each step, the sense of being someone going somewhere begins to soften. You are no longer a traveler with a purpose. You are simply part of the crossing. The bridge does not creak. It does not sway. It holds steady, as it always has, as it always will. For those who find it, a gentle stillness settles into your chest, spreading outward, loosening places you didn't realize were tense. Your shoulders feel lighter. Your jaw rests naturally. Your forehead smooths. Even the idea of effort begins to feel distant. The bridge stretches on, not demanding attention, not offering surprises, just allowing you to continue. And somewhere ahead, still unseen, still undefined, the other side waits quietly, not calling to you, not pulling you forward, simply existing in calm certainty. There is no need to wonder what it will be like. There is no need to imagine. For now, the crossing itself is enough. And as your steps carry you gently onward, the world you came from feels farther away, not lost, just resting. The bridge remains beneath you, the moonlight above you, and the quiet all around you, holding you perfectly as you continue toward whatever comes next. At some point, without noticing exactly when, your steps grow lighter, not because the bridge has changed, but because your awareness has softened. And then, just as gently as everything else has happened tonight, you arrive. There is no sudden edge to mark the end of the bridge. No line where one place becomes another. The surface beneath your feet simply feels different, still solid, still calm, but warmer now, as if it has been holding onto the quiet of this place for a very long time. The moonlight spreads wider here, no longer confined to a narrow path. It drapes across the ground in soft layers, revealing a space that feels open, welcoming, unhurried. You don't need to look around quickly. Nothing here requires attention. The air carries a gentle stillness, the kind that settles naturally into your chest, encouraging slower breaths, without instruction. In the distance there are shapes, not sharp, not defined, suggestions of places, suggestions of shelter, suggestions of familiarity. You may sense that this place has been waiting, not specifically for you, but for anyone who arrives. In the same quiet way, there is no sound of voices, no movement to track, only a soft sense of presence, as if the space itself is aware. And content, you take a few steps forward, not because you need to, but because it feels natural to continue. The ground responds gently, absorbing your weight, offering support, without resistance. Everything here seems designed to remove effort. As you move, memories begin to feel distant, not erased, just resting. They sit somewhere far away, unbothered, unneeded. Even the idea of who you are during the day feels less important here. There is no role to play, no identity to maintain. You are simply allowed to be. The moon remains above, but it feels softer now, less like a light source, and more like a companion. Its glow is even, steady, unchanging. You may notice that time feels different again. Not stretched, not compressed, just irrelevant. Moments pass without markers, without sequence. One breath blends into the next, and the space between them feels generous. Somewhere nearby, there is a sense of shelter. Not a building you need to enter, not a place you need to reach. Just the feeling of being covered, protected, contained, as if the night itself has curved slightly inward to keep you comfortable. You may feel the urge to pause, to stop moving altogether. If you do, nothing changes. The world does not react. The calm remains intact. This place does not require motion. To continue existing, standing still feels just as complete as walking. Your breathing settles into a deep, easy rhythm now, one that feels older than thought. In and out, each breath smoothing the edges of awareness, rounding off any remaining tension. The bridge behind you feels distant, not forgotten, but no longer relevant. There is no need to return yet. There is also no pressure to stay. This place exists outside of decisions. Here, you are held, without being held, supported, without being guided, aware, without needing to focus. If thoughts arise, they do so quietly, like soft echoes that fade, before forming words. If images appear, they remain gentle, unattached to meaning. Everything in this place seems to encourage one thing above all else: rest. Not the kind that comes from exhaustion, but the kind that comes from safety, from knowing there is nothing to manage, nothing to anticipate. The night continues its slow watch, and the moon remains steady, patient, kind. And as you remain here, resting in this quiet space beyond the bridge, the edges of awareness continue to soften, preparing you gently for whatever comes next, or for nothing at all. There is no signal that tells you it's time to leave. Nothing announces a change. Nothing shifts suddenly. The quiet simply deepens. The space around you remains steady, but it begins to feel even softer, as if the night is exhaling. The moonlight does not grow dim. It grows gentle. Its glow becomes more diffuse, spreading evenly, no longer pointing in any direction. You may notice that the idea of moving has completely faded. There is no reason to walk, no reason to stand. Even the idea of position feels unnecessary. You are not somewhere specific now. You are simply resting within the calm that remains. Breathing continues on its own, in and out, each breath flowing so naturally that it barely feels like motion at all. The place beyond the bridge does not disappear. It does not close. It simply becomes less defined, as if it understands. You no longer need to see it clearly for it to exist. Somewhere far away, or perhaps very near, the bridge still rests beneath moonlight, not calling, not waiting, just being. It will appear again, whenever the world grows quiet enough, whenever thoughts slow gently, whenever moonlight finds its way into the space between waking and sleep. There is no need to remember the path. There is no need to recognize the signs. The bridge knows when to appear. For now, everything feels settled. Your body rests easily, supported without awareness. Your mind drifts without direction, free from edges or effort. Even the story itself begins to soften, as words slowing, spacing themselves farther apart. The night holds steady, the moon remains, and you continue to rest in the calm that lingers long after movement has stopped. Nothing more needs to happen. Nothing more will be asked of you. The bridge, the moonlight, and the quiet all remain exactly where they are as you drift deeper and deeper into rest.